What's up, guys? I'm out here with Wesley Wise. He fishes for Polk State, works at Bridge Masters up here in Camp Mack on Lake Kissimmee, and he was nice enough to take me out and kind of show me around the lake and what's going on right now in kind of, I guess, what you call kind of a spring to summer transition, which actually is a great time to fish out here. You got a lot of bait running around. There's a lot of big fish biting. It can be a grind, but it can be really rewarding. One thing that was really interesting is what he was using. And Wesley, can you tell me, kind of describe real quick what you were using and why you were using it?
Yeah, I was using a Star Flash punch skirt on it's black and blue. And it seems like June bug and black and blue, it doesn't really matter. Kind of just something that looks like a bluegill. And also a Fat Ace, 6-inch, the bigger one. It seems like they're just feeding on bigger baits right now. And that's pretty much the deal.
That probably falls through the grass pretty easy too.
Yep.
It doesn't get hung up too bad.
Yep.
That's kind of interesting. He caught some giants doing that. And it was kind of interesting because, at least from my perspective, you seem to be focusing on what I would call sparser grass. Yep. I mean, it wasn't like super hard, super thick lines. Yep. It was kind of sparser.
Yep, definitely. It just seems like the bluegill are, for some reason, kind of like staging in that sparser grass. And the bait fish are kind of more in it. Like, you'll see the bait on the thicker grass, but that's not the deal. It just doesn't seem like the fish. Like, we caught some little ones, but most of the big ones all came out of those thick clumps in the sparse grass.
And this is something like, this will run for about a month on Kissimmee, right? It's kind of, and it's all related to the bait, right? Yep. It's all about the brim and that. Now, in your opinion, the bigger fish are going to be focusing on the brim, right? And not so much the shad, even though you're seeing the shad.
You'll get more in like the schools and stuff of little fish, like on the outside grass. Like some mornings we'll go out there and catch 20, 30, but they're all like 2 pounds. It's because they're on the shad. But later in the day, you'll start focusing more on the bluegill, and that's where you get your big fish.
Tell me a little something too about the setup here. What kind of terminal tackle, like rod, line, and reel, are you running to get those fish out of that stuff?
Well, generally, I just got this new rod. It's a bull bay rod, and it's real good. You see that the tips on it's real soft. Whenever you set the hook up on the fish, it just seems to get them every time. And I'm using a Cronarch, the big handle. It's real good for powering the fish out. It's great. I use an 80-pound test braid, and also just a 1/2 ounce on the sinker. Nothing too big. It seems like if you can get through, the slower fall is what's the key to getting the bigger fish.
Now let me ask you something that always kind of, I don't know, it perplexes me a little bit. When you're pitching it in there, how much of an effort are you making to kind of make that bait feather in? Or do you mind if it splashes a little bit?
Well, today, you can, and some of those things you might be able to see, like where I actually kind of make it splash a little bit sometimes because it sounds like a bluegill popping, and it gets their attention. The skirt actually makes like a, I don't know how to explain it.
Like a kissing sound.
Yeah, it's like,
I know what you're talking about.
It just pops. And when it pops, it sounds like a bluegill coming up and popping the grass, like you'll hear them on the grass line. It just seems to be the way to get them. Like as far as, sometimes you can let it, if you let it slide through easy, it's not a big deal, but I kind of like to let it splash a little bit.
Let them know you're there, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Call them in.
That's cool. Well, dude, let me tell you, it was a blast being out there, and it was really cool, even though I didn't catch any fish. It was really cool seeing kind of how those fish set up, because a lot of those grass lines can really look the same, and you really kind of showed, especially in the videos, I hope it shows, how you can sort of isolate some of those Kissimmee grass lines, look at them and see kind of those subtle differences, and pull some solid fish, man. Those are some chunky fish. But appreciate it, dude. Check out Bridge Masters. They got all the gambler products that you're going to need. And Wesley, man, you got a big tournament coming up, too. Good luck at that for Polk State. And Ty Lyons, guys, it was cool hanging out with this cat.
Have a good one.